So in my last video, I was explaining why I hadn't been posting any videos to my channel except for my teaching videos. And it was tied to how it's tough creating decent quality teaching videos as a university lecturer. And I said that there were three things that had caused me problems this year. And I'll go through the first of those three things in this video, and then I'll follow up with the other two reasons in two more videos after this one. So the first thing that held me back this year was complaints. Complaints that I was reusing videos. I had a student who left a comment in a student satisfaction survey. These are surveys universities run at the end of each term that seek to measure how happy students are with the teaching they get. And the complaint was that the student felt it was unfair that I was using teaching videos from a previous year. It was just one student, but it was picked up by the management in my faculty, and they insisted I update all of my videos. They felt it was unacceptable that I was using old videos. These were videos that I'd made 2 years ago. The thing is, I've been teaching at university for 30 years now, and I've worked alongside a lot of academics over that time, and I feel pretty confident in saying that it's not uncommon for an academic to give the same lecture to students over a number of years. I'm sorry if that shocks you if you're a student, but it does happen. But most students, they're unaware of it, unless they were repeating a class because they'd failed a class previously. And in that case, those students wouldn't generally complain that the lectures were the same as last year. In fact, they'd probably be pretty grateful because they don't have to learn a whole new load of stuff. But even if new students were made aware that they were attending a lecture that had been used in previous years with previous students, they probably wouldn't be that concerned about it. In fact, they might take some sort of comfort from it because it's a tried and tested lecture, something that's worked well for previous students. Maybe it's like going to the theatre. Audience aren't too concerned that the play they're watching was the same one that people watched the previous night, and the night before that, and the night before that, and maybe for several years. In fact, that's a good thing. They get to share a common experience with lots of other people. So maybe it's like that for students, but for students it's not a theatre, but it's a lecture theatre. But mostly students are unaware the lecture they're attending is the same one used in previous years. And that's because most lectures are live lectures rather than pre-recorded lectures. They might be recorded so that students who can't attend the live lecture can watch the recording at a later date, but it's still a recording of a live lecture. And the lecture might be the same from year to year, but it will be a new recording and a new run of it each time it's delivered. So you don't really get that sense of it just being the same lecture as the previous year. It was just presented again, live. And it gets that sense that it's new, but it's not. Now, with a pre-recorded lecture that isn't given live, but it's just recorded in a studio, or more commonly at a lecturer's desk on their laptop, it could be more obvious that it's the same lecture as previous years if that recording is used more than once, particularly if the lecturer has aged considerably in that year, as some of us do, a few more grey hairs. But again, students wouldn't really know this, that it's the same lecture as used previously, unless they're repeating the unit. In which case, they're delighted, usually, that it's the same stuff as when they were taken in the previous year. The problem is that when you're publishing your videos on YouTube, which is what I do, and I do that because I want them to be accessible to the public, it means that everyone can see the date the video was posted because that information is highlighted on YouTube. And that's likely why that student posted that comment on a student satisfaction survey that led to management in my faculty telling me I had to make new videos. I actually got another related complaint on a student satisfaction survey. I don't get lots of complaints, I promise you. I probably will now after this video, but I don't get that many complaints, but I got this other complaint, again from this student satisfaction survey. And this was from a student who felt it unfair that the public had access to my videos. The student wrote that they felt cheated because they'd paid course fees and the public hadn't. So why should the public get the videos for free? Now, I couldn't respond to the student because it was a comment on this student satisfaction survey, which were anonymous. So I don't get to see which student says what. But if I had the opportunity to respond to them, this is what I would have said to them. I would have said that in Australia, the public do pay for student course fees because the public subsidises the fees that students pay. And that can be a big chunk of those fees that the public are paying for. Fees vary between universities, but to give you an example, in 2021, a full-time psychology student could pay an annual fee of around 8,000 Australian dollars per year. And the public would pay, through Commonwealth government funding, around 13,000 Australian dollars. So it's a big chunk of money. It's heavily subsidised. Also, the public aren't getting everything from me. They're only getting access to my teaching videos. They don't get access to the tutorials. They can't submit assignments and have them graded by me. And they're not going to get credit from the university for watching the videos. So they don't get all of that stuff, which is worth a lot more. They're only getting the videos. And as I said in the previous video, they've got a right to access those videos because they're paying for them. They're paying for a bit of them. They're paying a bit of my wages. Now, all of that was actually explained to students at the start of my classes, but either students rejected that explanation or maybe, they weren't engaged because we have got lots of students who aren't engaged. So maybe they just missed that bit. They didn't see that bit, didn't hear that bit. But you gotta hope that as a lecturer, you gotta hope that your university will respond sensibly when you get complaints coming in like that. Now, I can't comment on whether I think my university is sensible or not, but I can tell you that I was told not only to redo all my videos, but that I should also remove all of them from YouTube. And I said that I wouldn't. But then they said I had to remove some of them. And that's so that the public couldn't access those videos. And the reason why they stuck to that and insisted that I remove some of them, particular videos, that's what I'm going to talk about in the next video. It's the second reason why it can be hard making high-quality teaching videos as a university lecturer. So I'll talk about that in the next one. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel and you hit the notification bell, you'll get notified when that video goes up online. So thanks for watching this video, and till next time, ta-ra.